What's up, Mecha fans, and welcome back to the channel. So, Mobile Suit Gundam GQuuuuuuX Beginning, this is the theatrical film combining the first 3 episodes of the series, has released in Japan, and because of that, we have a ton of details. There was a whole book I think that was given out where it's got, character designs, mobile suit designs, details of plot, details of the timeline, so there is a hell of a lot to go over here. But I'm going to be doing this across 2 videos, one of which is going to be the one that I'm doing today, where I'm going to be talking about all of these new character designs, mobile suit designs, all the details about that. But the second one is actually going to be detailing the 1 year war timeline and the changes within that. So expect that video pretty soon, but for now, we are going to be talking about all these mobile suit designs, character designs, some details on plot. There's a hell of a lot to go over here, so strap in. Before we dive into it though, please leave a like on this video and subscribe if you are a fan of mecha anime content and want to see plenty more videos like this in the future. Also, head on down to the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts on all of these designs. What do you think looks cool? What do you think doesn't look cool? As and when I do go over them. One thing I should get out of the way straight away is that this will contain spoilers for GQuuuuuuX. Another thing I want to say is that I'm not going to be looking at, I guess, the plot description and breakdown of what happens within these episodes. I want to save that for myself because I want to kind of be surprised in some ways with certain things, but I am going to go over all the character designs and mobile suit designs, and there is descriptions for that stuff. So that is pretty much what we are going to talk about today. So I guess if you don't want any sort of spoiler stuff, click off this video now, because we're going to be looking at all these designs. Without further ado though, let us dive into stuff. I'm actually using zeonicrepublic.net. All this stuff here is coming from him. I will leave a link to the website below for those that do want to just kind of read into it. And if you want to know the full details of the plot with the episodes, that is also featured here. Now, of course, kicking things off, we do have the GQuuuuuuX itself. This is the only one really that we have actually seen, but it gives a breakdown of weapons, different styles of the head, because the V-fin kind of thing comes round. And then it does also kind of detail the actual mobile suit itself. It's all the stuff that we kind of know. It's got a heat hawk, it's got a shield, it's got Vulcans, it's got beam sabers, it's got a beam rifle, all that kind of stuff. Standard stuff for the most part. It is actually a Omega Psychomu mobile suit, which I guess we kind of figured out that it would be a more illegal mobile suit. Next up there, we do have the Red Gundam, which we saw leaks of this, but now we do have more HD images, but also kind of a different look at it, because rather than having all of the funnel bits that it did have, now there are still shots of the funnel bits, but this does actually have the backpack with the beam saber, so it does look more like the traditional Gundam. Again, it's an RX-78-2, that's at least what it's known as, so this is definitely the RX-78-2, or at least this version of Universal Century's version of that. And of course it does say about that Char took it, repainted it red, because of course he did, and there are some new additions made to it that the Principality included. Alpha type Psychomu system and bits, which are the big funnel bits that we did see. A couple of mobile suits that we have seen, and that is the Police Zaku. There's actually 2 versions of this. There is the one that we've seen more in the trailer, which is the darker grey colour, but then there's also, I guess, a more standard Police Zaku, which I guess is just used more to keep the peace rather than going into battle. Traditional navy kind of blue. But I guess now we can dive into the Sodom. Originally Pegasus class assault carrier, originally white base, was stolen at the same time the Gundam was, so Char basically took that. All the kind of stuff that we're seeing from the very start of the original Gundam series, a different version of that. So he stole the Gundam, but he also stole the white base, renamed it, repainted it, now it's called the Sodom. Now we've got some Zakus though. We do have a Pomeranian's version of the Zaku, more of the green colour, but it does have a little bit of yellow on there. Now for those that don't know what the Pomeranians are, they are the clan battle group that Amate is joining up with within the series, and from what I'm aware, they're kind of part of this Junker society that exists within the Side 6, I think it's called. We've also got some more Zakus here. These are known as the clan battle versions. Now they're both pretty similar looking. They've got, I think, some armor on the side of them. It's really difficult to tell, but there's one that's like a reddish pinky color and then more of a blue color. And then we do have civilian versions of the Zaku. Now there is more of a green kind of colored one. It does have a blue eye, which is really cool. Not much exciting going on here. The other one though, I think is quite cool. This, I presume, is more of a construction one based on the arm and the hazard tape and stuff on it. But this is more of an olive green, beige, sandy color mixed with obviously yellow on a lot of the arm pieces. Then we move on to some characters though. We will have some more mobile suits to talk about, I assume, in a bit. But as for characters, we've got usual, you've got Amate, you've got Nyan, and then you've got Shuji. We do have ages for these characters now. They are all 17 years old, so that whole theory about could Amate actually be Haman, it could potentially work because Haman was 18 during this particular year. And if you were to just say that Amate is not quite turned 18 yet, but she is going to turn 18 in 0085, that theory is looking more plausible. I still don't 100% believe it, but there's at least more to it now. Probably the most interesting thing to mention here is that they do mention something about the sparkle, which she basically first experiences when she crosses paths with Shuji. Now, this sparkle thing is going to be the whole new type situation, which we've kind of seen briefly in the trailer. Then we move on to Kanaban Limited. Now, this is what I was talking about earlier with basically the junk dealing enterprise in the Azuma colony, which, yeah, is Azuma. That's the name of it, Izuma. And this is led by Anki, who is the character we have seen in the trailer with the ginger hair. She's basically leading the Pomeranians, and she is 35. We've got Nabu as well, who is 20, Jezzy, who is also 20, Kane, who is 19. We do also have a first look at Amate's mother, Tamaki Yuzuraha, and then next up, we've got Cameron Bloom. Now, he is an aide to the president of Side 6, who we don't actually know who the president is in this case. Next up, we do have Challia Bull, one of the most interesting characters to talk about here, because he did play a pretty big part in the 1 Year War. After hearing reports of the Red Gundam's reappearance, he travels to Side 6. Famed during the 1 Year War for his extraordinary new type abilities, Challia was feared in battle for piloting his mobile armor, nicknamed the Grey Ghost. And then we have Xavier Olivet, who is 23, is a Zeon ensign and top graduate of the Flanagan School, suspected of having new type abilities. Even so, he fails to activate the Omega Psycom U system installed in the Zcax. He's kind of sent after the Red Gundam, and he basically fails. And then Amate somehow gets hold of that Zcax and activates it properly. Then we've got Kamoli Harcourt. I really like the look of this character. She just gives me good vibes. Like, I feel like as a personality, I'm really gonna like her, but we'll have to see when we actually watch the series. And again, she's a Zeon ensign, she's an elite officer, school graduate. From what I'm aware, both of these are part of Challia Bull's squadron. Then we've got Sodon's crew. Sodon, of course, as I mentioned earlier, that is what was once the white base. It's the Pegasus class from the Federation that they stole. Then we've got military officers. We've got Raguchi and Araga. One of the pilots will be piloting that police Zaku that we did see in the trailer. These two characters most likely will not last long past those first few episodes. Two more characters, we've got Chaichi and Ward. Now, these are both military police detectives. They're not big fans of Zeon basically getting involved because the Azuma colony is a neutral colony, so we'll probably have some like difference of opinions there. So very cool to see that kind of stuff, and be interested to see how much they do play into it and if we get a lot of detective kind of stuff going on. As for this page, that is about it, but I do have some other images which I pulled from Google. Alright, so we'll start off with some more mobile suits. Now, I did mention earlier about how there were the traditional Zakus. Now we do have images of those. The usual green. The big difference though is that they have got white on them, like white outlining, which I think does look really cool. We've also got this other Zaku, which is more of a yellow color. I can't translate this, and this has not been translated, so I don't know like on the description stuff, but it is just called a Zaku. We do have Char's Zaku as well. Then we've got the Kikaroga. Now, I'm not 100% sure what this is. A lot of people have said that it's some other mobile armor that existed. This may well be what Challia Bull is piloting, but that's pretty cool. I mean, it's something that like a lot of people love from Universal Century, so it's cool to see that make a return. We do have the Big Zam. The Big Zam is making a return after a while, I think. Now, this could well mean that we finally get a gunpla of the Big Zam, which we still have not had. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how big a role this plays, because there was bits mentioned about them stopping production on the mobile armor. This may well be the Big Zam, because if they get hold of the Gundam, that's probably powerful enough for them. Next up though, we've got the 01 Gundam. Now, this is the RX-7801, so this will essentially be the very first like prototype of the Gundam. Obviously, it looks very similar to what the Gundam does look like. Presumably, whoever was going to pilot the RX-78-2 will in turn end up piloting this one instead. This thing looks cool. I mean, for one, I really like the head design. I love the visor. And I just like the color scheme as well. You know, grey, white, and red. Just looks really cool. We've also got some other images of the RX-78-2, the white version. It's called the White Gundam here, so basically this is your original traditional version, so this is what it'll be prior to it being repainted. We've seen a lot of these images before, and if you look at the Red Gundam, it's exactly the same, but just a different color. I think if you look at the actual design images for this suit, they don't look amazing. I think it looks far better in motion. Now, this is slightly more of an artist interpretation, I want to say, but this is, I believe, from the Arsenal base card for the Red Gundam. This thing looks fantastic. Like, this design, the way it looks here, I think it looks really, really good. With the eyes actually lit up, I just think it adds so much more to it. It just looks a lot better than it otherwise did. And I really like the colour scheme of it as well. I think it looks damn good in red. We do have some more character stuff to talk about. Actually, I think we've only got one more character bit to talk about looking through these. We do. And that is the man himself, Char Aznable. That's right, he is going to appear. Because there is actually another shot that we do have from that booklet. It's a close-up of Char. We're going to get probably an introduction, will be this whole thing of the original Gundam being stolen by Char. So we're essentially going to be, say, like an alternate version of the start of the original Gundam series play out within this. We'll actually see animated and all this kind of stuff, which I think is really awesome. I am very, very excited about that. Look down the left as well. Challia Zabi will also be featured. Mquav as well, I believe that's how you pronounce his name, he's featured. Flanagan too, like a lot of these characters were from the original Gundam series. There we have it though, that is all the details we have to talk about today concerning Mobile Suit Gundam Z, guys. Like I said, stay tuned for that video talking about the 1 year war timeline changes that we've got going on within ZCAX as well, because that video will be coming very soon. Before I get out further, please do leave a like on this video and subscribe if you are a fan of Mecha anime content and want to see plenty more videos like this in the future. Also, head on down to the comment section below. Let me know your favourite mobile suit design here. I'm leaning towards the Red Gundam, the 01 Gundam as well. Both of those designs I think are truly fantastic. Thank you once again for tuning into Mecha Chat today. I'll see you guys next time.